3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good morning, everyone. I am actually on the wrong share screen here. So I had some problems with my internet. We're going to get started. But what I want to do is I'm going to take you to the pause screen. And I need to reconnect. I was on the wrong internet connection. So I need to reconnect that here while we're getting started. And then we're going to start out with the free trade like usual. And at the end, we're going to talk about a concept that I talk about quite a bit. You'll hear me say it, but I'm very, very serious about it, and I have a very in-depth experience with the concept. We will talk about that in a minute here. So bear with me while I make this connection. What I'm doing is I'm connecting with my mobile device so I can actually share the free trade screen with you. I had changed internet connections just before I went live or as I was going live, and it disconnected. So here I am. 1 second. I'll share this with you. Right here it is. And what we're looking at here is the free trade. And we are in 2 GBP USD trades. Now you might say, oh my God, look at this. This is massively profitable. Yes, it is. It's going to be. But let me explain to you what you're looking at here. So this is the free signal trade. You can see that in the comment down here. FX with Terry, free signals. What happened is, and I say this a lot, but I just have to keep emphasizing this. We're growing. We got constantly new people. We got people finding the live session that I'm doing here daily, and they wonder what this is. So my algorithm, trading 22 currency pairs, the full algorithm, is there. It exists. It's trading. So what the free signal does is when it's ready, when one trade closes in profit, and when I say a trade, one currency pair, let's put it that way, because you can get multiple trades on a currency pair that in the end mathematically work out to be a no-loss trade. Knowing that we trade that way also means that you need to bid appropriately, which could mean very conservatively for your account and your leverage. So in this particular case, what's interesting is the lot size is going to feel like and look like it's really high. There's a base lot size here of $1. In fact, if I come back to a little bit of history, if you look at some of the history trades, for example, this AUD USD trade, we got into it at the beginning. It started at a base lot size of $1. It did another trade, then it started increasing. AUD USD went deep. So this entire basket of trades was profitable. If you look, last week we had that basket of AUD USD, and then we had a Euro Chief, and we're net profit $634.59. But the point I'm making here is when you look at this, why did the free trade jump in at 1.8 lot size? I'm going to jump over to the Premium Signals Monitor account. It's the overall algorithm that looks at all the trades. And I'm going to show you what GBP USD has done. Now, here's what's interesting about the free trade. The AI system just jumped in. It closed the last trade. It just jumped in and jumped into a later trade, 2 later trades. In fact, the 2 latest trades in the sequence of GBP USD. Now I'm going to go back to the pause here because I want to take you over to the Premium Signals Monitor account so we can look at what GBP USD is actually doing in the real world on all. And I think there's probably quite a few trades on it. There are, especially if the base lot size is 0.10 and we're up to like a 2 point something lot size. So let me pull it up here. Just needed to look at the account number, and I'll share with you the overall algorithm. I think this is it. Yes, it is. All right, I'll share this with you. What we're going to look at, instead of all the other trades that are going on here, is we're going to look at GBP USD. So I'm scrolling down, and I want you to remember, so here's the first GBP USD trade. I want you to remember we are in one of the, I don't know whatever other word to say, craziest Forex currency trading markets I've ever seen in my 7+ years of doing this. I can only speculate as to, and I like to start out by saying that I'm speculating, and this kind of fits into what I'm going to talk about at the end of the video here. We're going to talk about the concept of a mind virus, okay? And you're going to hear some pretty harsh words, and I'm going to sound like a complete asshole if you're dumb, okay? Listen, some people are dumb. I know I'm not dumb, and I will elaborate on that as to why I know that and how you can know it yourself, okay? It's a couple different ways. So I'm speculating in the sense that, we have kind of a weird economy. Stock market took a huge hit a few weeks back. Uncertainty in the world due to the United States presidential election coming up here on November 5th. Also, the fact that we get a little bit of a wonky trading market. Yes, that's a technical term, wonky. We get a little bit of a wonky trading environment in the summer. Now, the kids just started going back to school within the last week or so. That means these parents that run the big banks are coming back. They're coming back from vacation. Trading is going to be a lot different. I'll give you a quick example of something. If you look at, and I'm absolutely paraphrasing here. Okay, I like to start by saying that if I'm not giving you exact facts, but you can go look this up. In fact, I urge you to go look this up. If you look at the major profits in in Bitcoin, when they happen throughout the year, you will find that a very large percentage of the profits of Bitcoin happen, and again, I'm being very general here, if you go look it up, in like October, November, December maybe, okay? If you weren't in the market at that time, the Bitcoin market, in September, October, and I'm being general here, you miss 50% or more of the profits that the damn thing made for the year. So you've got to be in the game in that tiny little window. It's really the same thing, and some similarities, especially this year as with an election year, that if you're not in the market at the right time, you miss a massive amount of the profits. So you need to be in the market. You need to put your money at risk. Okay. I also have to say, and people use this terminology, Forex is not an investment. This is not an investment. It's just not. I don't look at it that way. Like an investment is, I'm not even going to attempt to define it. I don't look at, and you might be able to twist the definition, but I don't look at Forex as an investment. And Forex doesn't produce an ROI. In the traditional sense, if you compare it to all of the other possibilities. Now, technically, you could probably squeeze it into the definition of an investment, but I'd have to tell you, start looking another way, because I think that's a little bit of a mind virus. I'm not going to get into that too much right now, because I'm going to get off track here. Nonetheless, we're looking at this GBP USD. Let's count how many trades we're in deep. And this is the algorithm trading into a positive ROI, because the market has moved in an absolutely batshit insane crazy way. So we are in, I'm going to count these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're in 15 trades. That's really not that many for the algorithm in the sense that it has pushed far. Now, the last 3 here are in profit. The AI system, out of random chance, grabbed these last 2 here. That's why when you go look at the free signal, you're like, wow, is this thing going to take profit? Had you entered when this free signal and this free signal went off, you're in great profit right now. Take profit if you want to. The system is going to trade this. Let's go actually, let me erase that. Let's look at this pair as far as a chart goes. Let me scale down to 1 hour. Yeah. So here we are. We had this massive imbalance in the market. Fair market value, you might call it. All these wicks pushed up. Now we're going sideways. Okay. Our take profit is right here on these sell trades. So it is headed towards that take profit. There's going to be a couple trades down here that will end up as a little bit of a negative in the basket, but the overall basket will be net profit. Okay, that's just how this algorithm works. The reason I like this algorithm, and there are a lot of other ones, is that if you bid properly for your account, you'll always win. I like that. If you have a tiny little account, like most people do, you got to bid very conservatively, very low. If you have a big account or a bigger account, something over $10,000, you can start moving away from ultra conservative and just trade conservatively and or kind of play the system against itself, meaning trade a subset of currency pairs, which we'll look at in a second. Keep an eye on what's happening in the overall system because you have access to, if you're a subscriber, you have access to what we're looking at here, this account, the premium signals monitor. Okay. You can trade it. You can put the entire algorithm of 22 currency pairs on your account, copy everything automatically, but you better have a big enough account because especially lately, it's just acting really weird. Basically, let's just use GBP USD as a marker for the entire market. So this is the 1 hour chart. Okay. This happened, I believe this happened Friday. Pretty sure this is Friday. Let's see, that says the 23rd. Yeah. All of a sudden, just this huge shoot up. Now, we know damn well there's a bunch of imbalance here in the market and that the price is going to come back down and fill this. Not right away, not immediately, not quickly, not at a predictable time, because that's a manipulation. That's just a manipulation. That is the big banks and hedge funds dumping money into the market, trying to get orders filled, moving, and then they're in drawdown. Okay? Big banks are in drawdown right now. They need to bring it back in this direction. Again, there's no time factor on that. They don't need to bring it back quickly. Mark, who is a professional trader, adds this. This summer's market has been unprecedented since I've been trading Forex. It absolutely has. Like, I would never have predicted that the market was so bearish, 2-3 weeks ago, that had you been trading all 22 currency pairs on my algorithm at a minimum 0.01 lot size, your account would have had to been over $150,000, I think, to be able to handle a minimum bid on 22 currency pairs. They went absolutely crazy. Couldn't predict it. Never seen that. I've never seen it push 22 currency pairs at 0.01 lot size to tens of thousands of dollars worth of drawdown. Now I know. And in fact, somebody asked me the other day, could I trade your entire algorithm on a $30,000 account at a minimum lot size and it would never blow out? I'm like, you know what? Any other time in my life that I've been running this, I'd say, yeah, you're perfect. Oh my God, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Now that I've seen what it can do, that's why I have a greater respect for it and a greater respect for my ability to be conservative and not rely on, I do not, and you should not, in my opinion, rely on Forex profits as your return on investment. I believe you should use very conservative bidding with Forex using my automated algorithm, or at least use my free signals. They're always going to turn out as a positive ROI, a positive net profit. Okay. I really shouldn't. Somebody got me, somebody got me thinking of that term. Listen, it's not a return on investment. It is simply leverage. You're leveraging your money to create a profit, but hold your profit in Bitcoin over time. That's where your return on investment is going to be. $1 held in Bitcoin is so much more than earning $1 in Forex. You couldn't earn what $1 in Bitcoin held for 10 years. You could not earn that much in Forex without massive risk and blowing out your account. But if you take a little bit of risk and you trade Forex conservatively and you hold those profits, that net profit, in Bitcoin, you have the potential of making such compound exponential results that it just doesn't compare. So making very little in Bitcoin and holding it, making very little in Forex and holding it in Bitcoin is the smartest thing you could ever do, especially in this absolutely batshit crazy volatile market. So anyway, back to the free trade. I'm going to pause here, go back. That's why you're seeing this looks pretty awesome, but you're seeing the last two trades in what did I say, 13, 15 trades? This is a general reference based off of a base lot size of 0.10 and how much it has increased because of that FU candle, the oh shit candle, the market maker's money dump candle, the fair market value, the imbalance in the market, whatever terminology you want to use. But had you jumped into GBP USD sell trade at this point, and especially if you set it at this take profit that it's showing, 1.31524, that is freaking awesome. You're doing awesome. Okay. As far as the history goes, there's nothing closed overnight. And I'm saying this a lot lately, and people don't understand this. Just because you're trading Forex doesn't mean it's creating profits every day. Right now, sometimes we're holding a trade for 2-3 weeks, and then it turns into a profit. Other times I've seen it, and we've seen a little bit of this recently, where the algorithm, my automated system, goes into a trade 3 minutes later, it's in profit. Cool. So it's random, it's unpredictable. You trade it, you create small profits, and you hold your profits in Bitcoin, because holding it in Bitcoin is where the money is made. The advantage, the number one advantage of trading Forex and then holding it in Bitcoin is this. You don't have to buy the Bitcoin from an exchange and reveal yourself, your personal identity, to anyone. That is anonymity. Because you can withdraw profits, depending on what broker you're using, but, the ones that we use, you can withdraw profits in Bitcoin, so you didn't have to buy it. You didn't have to reveal yourself to anyone. Didn't have to buy it on an exchange. Guess what an exchange does? Who are you? What's your name? Practically, what's your social? Do you have an ID? Give us your real ID. Reveal yourself to us because we want to know. And who wants to know? The fucking government wants to know. So you have to understand that the power of trading Forex and doing a withdrawal in Bitcoin, you are not buying the Bitcoin, which is the major downfall when it comes to, I don't want to use too many, I have to kind of choose my words here. Let's just call it anonymity. When it comes to being anonymous, right? Now, that's different from an anonymous Bitcoin transaction. I'm saying your anonymity exists because you're receiving Bitcoin without having to reveal who the fuck you are. You get it? Hope you get it. I feel like I want to say it 100 different ways because, listen, not everybody's smart. You know, not being a jerk, not everybody's smart. So for the week, if you look back over a 5 days worth of trading, we already looked at this, but the free signal is $634.59. Yes, the market's going crazy. Yes, if you had a $500 account and you started your first bid in the sequence of 15 trades, as an example, at 0.10 lot size, you don't have enough to keep increasing. I get it. That just means you're overbidding for your account. You should not be bidding $1 lot size on a $500 account. Everyone fucking does it. It's because they want to get rich and they don't realize that the rich is holding $1 in Bitcoin, not making $100 in Forex and risking everything. Very little risk. Do your withdrawal in Bitcoin. Hold the Bitcoin. Derek says, so are you suggesting we don't buy BTC and instead, actually, I'm going to put this up there, and instead put those funds in the pool? Here's the thing. I would probably answer that more comfortably private, Derek, than I would out publicly like this. But as I would say, yes, I'm suggesting you don't put yourself on the radar of buying Bitcoin. If that's your only option, great. But it's not your only option, especially with my system. And I'm not just saying this to Derek, I'm saying this to the entire world. It's not your only option. I'll put it this way, very subtly. If you identify yourself as a Bitcoin purchaser, I know for a fact that if you purchase more than $20,000 worth of Bitcoin through Coinbase, which is a Bitcoin exchange, and a lot of other coin exchange, you are immediately on the Federal Trade Commission and the IRS radar. Oh, well, how much you got? What are you doing? What's in your bank account? I prefer to be anonymous. Why do you think people used to earn money and put it under their mattress or bury it in the woods? You think that's a fucking joke? They did that for a long, long time. People probably still do that from the old school because they're like, if it's not in a bank, you can't take it from me. If it's not in a bank, you can't take it from me. If it's not on a ledger or record anywhere, no one needs to know I have it. I'm not talking about being illegal or nefarious or anything else. I'm saying if, for example, cash, the fiat dollar, if you have $1 and you have the option of saying, hey, look, I have $1, and the government saying, oh, we'd like 53% of that as a tax, and then when you spend your 47 cents that are left, we'll tax you on that, and then the person you gave the money to, we're going to tax them on the money that we tax you. So it's just tax. If you'd like to avoid that, you just hold the dollar personally, anonymously. You don't go put that dollar in a bank account or reveal to anyone. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're making $500 a week in Bitcoin anonymously through Forex trading. I don't think I would get out on the internet and go, look, I made $500 this week. Look, I'm making $500 a week. I think you should shut your mouth. I think you shouldn't talk about it. You should just let it happen. But there are dumb people that don't understand that. And they, listen, is that a technical term? People are fucking dumb. If you don't know if you're dumb or not, go get your IQ. Go take your IQ test. Go get a certified IQ test. Find out if you're dumb. If you're dumb, go find some really smart people that have done the same thing and simply follow them. That's how you immediately get smart overnight. People are going to, because my words are direct and harsh, they're going to feel some sort of way. If you feel some sort of fucking way when you hear me talk, you probably are dumb. It's okay. There's plenty of people driving around in their automobile right now with a COVID mask on, all by themselves. There's a level of dumbness to that. There's also a level of just ignorance, low IQ, mind virus. They aren't cognitive enough to make their own logical decisions. They simply heard from someone else years ago that a mask will protect you. They took it as that's a mind virus and they ran with it. Typically, if you have a mind virus, you may not be as smart as the people around you that don't believe it. But it's okay. Listen, not everybody, that's why they call it an IQ curve. There's a huge curve. There's one end to the other end. Large amount of people are right in the kind of middle average, right? I think, in my experience, middle average IQ is pretty much on the low side. Like you're probably going to struggle. We'll talk about that. I'm mixing what I want to talk about later with what's going on now. And you listen, if you're the kind of person that's like, well, he thinks he's holier than thou. I'm giving you information. Go out and look this stuff up. Go make a decision on your own. If you're unable to make a decision on your own or get out of your own mind virus concept, then you may be dumb. Some people are dumb. I know a lot of dumb people. You probably do too. But if you're one of the dumb ones, you don't know. It's okay. Go figure out what your IQ is and then start amassing people in your life that have higher IQs. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So what are we looking at here? We were looking at the free result. For the month, let me think here if that's the right. Yeah, so for the month, $1,271. That, I believe, is not 100% indicative of what it would be for the month. I'm just trying to, because I think I restarted this account a few weeks ago, so this is more like half a month. Bidding on the free signals, which is one currency pair at a time, traded to fruition, traded to net profit. So that's what's going on. Anyway, spend a lot of time and also give me an opportunity to kind of elaborate on what I'm going to talk about at the end here. So let's pause up. Let me look at my account list and see what we want to look at next. What I want to do is I'm going to take you over to my 10 pip hybrid feed. I'm going to show you what it's doing. We are in one trade right now. We're in a Euro USD trade. History-wise, I will share this with you. I'm not going to show you the live trade. It's a subscription feed. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't. But I will show you the results here. So the 10 pip hybrid had an NZD CAD sell trade that it sent out. And again, this is coming from my feed. My feed sends out a 0.01 lot size. In this particular account, I have it at 100x. 100 times 10 cents, which is a 1.0 lot size, or $10 per pip. In this case, we've got a net profit of $290.98. If your account can handle that, most can't. But this is an example and also an opportunity to say that my system is scalable. It comes out at 0.01 lot size. Excuse me. It's scalable. You can scale it to your account, and you should do that. That is for the day. So we had that close overnight, Sunday night to Monday here. For the week, if we look back 5 days, is a trading week for Forex, $3,659.38. And for the month, $35,422.65. Now that, again, you'll make more or less depending on your base bid. The base bid on this particular account is 1.0 lot size. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. But I do that to show how scalable it is. Because these trades, if you're subscribed and you're getting these, they're coming out at 0.01 lot size. You could scale them up infinitely from there. That's the whole point. The system is scalable. So that's the 10 pip hybrid. Back to the pause. Feeling pretty good about it. But again, what am I trading right now? I'm trading the 10 pip hybrid because it's a subset, non-currency pair crosses of the 22 that we trade from the main algorithm. And right now the market's so wonky, like it's a good way to keep yourself out of all of the craziness. Like you've seen GBP USD, it's 13 to 15 trades deep. That's very indicative of them just moving the market like crazy. And I'm hoping to get back to some more stability as we get back into, once everybody's off of summer vacation and school has started back up, the kids are in school, we're back into, September, October, November trading. And then it slows down a little bit in December, and then we go right back to the beginning of the year, which it starts rocking out. January, February, March. I think, is it May, which is predicted to be, each year the most volume, March or May, something like that. So anyway, we'll get there, but we have to deal with it, where we're at. And right now we're still in August. We're at the end of August, the dog days of summer. By the way, I was out, I don't know if you can tell, I was out in the pool all day yesterday. I am fried. My head is red. My entire body is red. And it's not a complaint. I love it. So let me, and I probably wasn't showing the screen here because I'm over here talking, but you get to see $290 in net profit overnight. For the week, $3,659, and then for the month, $35,000. So that's the 10 pip hybrid. Really nothing to see there other than like hearing what my numbers were. Now let me go to my account list and see what I'm going to share with you here. I don't want to get too far into this and look at too many things. Oh, let's go take a look at. We'll take a look at an actual feed that if you're a subscriber. Let's take a look at my, and I'm going to look at the actual feed itself, I believe. Stand by. Let me see what's happening here. Yeah. So two things to look at. We're going to look at my gold scalper feed. That's not the one I wanted. Hold on. My eyes are blurry this morning. Here it is. So no gold trades open right now, but here's an example of what the system had to do to earn a net profit. Okay, it made $24.69 last night at a base lot size of 01. So you can see what it did. 01, 02, 02, 03, 05, 08. And again, those are probably pretty decent bid sizes for gold, but you can see that it got to a net profit, covered any of these losses. It got to a profit, covered the net losses, and ends up with a net profit of $24.69. The point is that's scalable. You could scale that up. You'd probably have to have a pretty decent size account, right? These aren't crazy numbers, but it's going to do mathematically what my main algorithm does. Just has a different entry strategy because gold is different. So that was for the day, the week, just 5 days worth of trading. I'm asking it to make $10 a day. It's averaged more than that. So you can see $71.05. One other thing I want to look at is this test account. And I'll share it with you here. So remember how we entered a random buy trade on USD JPY last week? The market really hasn't done much. Let's go look at the chart itself. Let's scale it up to the 4 hour. Let's look at the day. There we go. So you can see here that we had a huge downturn we entered a buy because it was a random trade, right? We entered a buy right here. And as I zoom in, I'll scale down to like the 1 hour. As I zoom in, you can see what happened here. We're just in a range. I said this last week. It went to the bottom of the range. Now it's at the top of the range. However, what I did was, because this trade, the original trade, started going into drawdown, is I hedged an equal and opposite order. And I'm sitting here waiting. People will be like, well, I'm $83 in profit. I'm going to take that. You could, but now you're back in this bad trade in the wrong direction, and your margin level percent is getting hit. It's not when I'm hedging. Look at my margin level percent. It's 0. Look at my drawdown. I froze it at about $120 by doing that hedge. So I'm like, what's the market going to do? And I wonder what it's going to do, because when I go back to the day chart here, all it is doing is going sideways. It's in a range right here, and I'm waiting. Right now it's at the bottom of the range. I'm just waiting for it to break out. If it's going to break out the bottom, I'll start adding sell trades. If it's going to break out the top of this range, which is where my original buy was, it'll be profitable. I'm probably, if it moves towards the buy, if it moves in the buy direction, I'm going to, and I already have it set. If you look here, I have a stop loss set, 145.270. It will take out, if the price moves up, it will take out this hedge at a slight profit, break even basically. And then what I'm looking to do is get this to break even and get out. It was. I'm not saying it's a bad trade. It was a trade that in the wrong direction. I'm protecting the account. It's going to move back, or it's going to move farther away, and now I'll either add, if it moves in the sell direction, I'll add to the sell trade and get the entire basket to break even, or I'm going to get out of the hedge at break even, get this to minimum, and get out. Live to trade another day. It's simply teaching you how to protect. Simply teaching you how to protect your account. It's as simple as that. So, let me come back here to where I wanted to go. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you. We'll sit here and watch this while I talk about this concept. And I've already done a lot of talking about it. I'm going to be very basic, right? A mind virus is when you spread something that is wrong and other dumb people believe it. As simple as that. So throughout your life, you're either spreading mind viruses or you're taking them on. And it takes a high level of intelligence and, frankly, mental stability to be able to pull yourself out of that. Now, you can hear me as a pompous ass, or you can hear me as an experienced person. Okay? Experience definitely goes a long way. But experience over a long time and a large sample group. Not experience over a long time sitting in a closet by yourself, only speculating. I'll give you an example. I talk about smart people, dumb people. I talk about cognitive thinking. I talk about psychology. I talk about, it feels condescending when you say smart and dumb. That's just what it is, okay? It's higher IQ and lower IQ. It's higher experience and lower experience. I know for a fact, I know what my IQ is, okay? So I know where I stand in the mix on the scale. I know where I stand. So I approach it, and I approach you, and I act as if that's where I'm at, okay? Most people don't know where they're at. So they're acting way outside of where they're at. Like, I'll give you an example. The military has a test. ASFAB. ASFAB, I think is what it's called. even if I'm wrong on that. They've been giving that test, the military, all the branches. They've been given that test for over 100 years, for 100 years roughly. It's an IQ test. And the military has determined that if you have an 83 or less IQ, you are not suitable for any fucking job that they would give you. You're not suitable to peel potatoes in the mess hall. You can't do it. Not that you can't peel a potato. Here's what happens with an 83 IQ that tries to peel a potato in the mess hall. They lose their focus after 2 or 3 minutes. They become worried about other things. They argue with people because maybe they think they're smarter. I don't know. There's a lot of things. But that IQ level doesn't allow you to be a productive person in the military. Go look it up. Go fucking look it up. I'm not making this up, right? That person also, and they talk about this. They talk about this in the book Virus of the Mind. That person, because of their inabilities, in whatever spectrum, I'm like, inability to focus is one thing. Their inabilities in a spectrum of things is that they also spread negative mind viruses. They spread negative mind viruses to the other people in the mess hall, and they cause more of a problem than they're worth dealing with. Now, I've been on the internet selling on the internet since 1994. Do the math on that. I have. I've had an internet business and primarily affiliate marketing once I got to about year 2000. So 6 years of selling my own book. Okay. And then from 2000 to probably 2020, maybe a little bit before that, 2018, 19, I was a full-time online affiliate. I sold hundreds and hundreds of different things. I spoke around the world. I met thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And guess what? The number one difference with me and why I was successful at affiliate marketing is I opened my phone up and I talked to people. And in talking to people, I realized, don't take this too personally, most people are dumber than a fucking box of rocks. Not because I'm calling people dumb, because their IQ is low. How low? I don't know. Probably 83 or less, right? Not able to even get into the military in the mess hall peeling potatoes. And there's also the concept of just, once your IQ is low and you don't know it, you take on a lot of mind viruses, you give out a lot of mind viruses. And listen, my point by saying this is not, I'm not picking on anybody. Go figure it out for yourself. However, imagine I've talked to at least 10,000 people over the last 25 years. On the phone, long sales calls, consultations from people that paid me $100,000+ in these different programs. I worked for different companies, worked with different companies. I shouldn't say I worked for them. I was an independent affiliate, right? But I was a top affiliate. And going to these events and meeting people, you're like, I could immediately tell why someone wasn't going to ever make it. And I could talk about that extensively for a long time. What I'm saying is, I see a level that maybe most people don't. And you have to be careful as to what you're listening to. Like in Forex. Get into Forex and what will they tell you? The average losing trader will say, be sure to set a stop loss. Don't risk any more than 1 to 2%. What the fuck? Right? That is a mind virus because it's not true at all. You can trade all day long without a stop loss if you understand how. Not going to talk about how right now. So here is what can make a person less dumb. Okay? Don't make statements. Ask questions. And get very specific. Your average dummy, when you say, let me know if you have any questions, will ask 9 dumb questions in a row, put them all together, and they need an answer on that, right? What you want to do is you want to ask one question at a time that's very specific, and you need to probably first write those questions down and figure out what one question could I ask that would cover the rest of the answers that I'm looking for. And that takes some cognitive thinking. And if you don't have the IQ to do that, you're going to constantly speculate. You're going to spread mind viruses. You're going to not know what's going on. You're going to probably maybe even argue a little bit with people because you're going to feel like you know what you're talking about, but you don't. So one of the things I try to do to help people is I'll say, I understand your questions. Here might be a better one, right? Because if we start with this one question and get an answer to that, it potentially can and will negate all of the other questions, right? So I have a lot of experience with talking to people over the years and starting to realize that, here's a good one. People would say to me back in the day, let's say they were buying something, a couple $1,000s. How quickly, here was their question, which is a dumb question, and you'll see, I think it's a dumb question. How quickly can I make my money back? Was the question. Now, for me to answer that, I'm like, what the fuck? How do I know what the hell you're going to do? I don't know if you have the IQ to read the instructions and follow through and do what I do. I don't know if you do, right? And in fact, I always thought what I did was the most simplistic thing in the world. Hey, this is a great opportunity. Let's talk and see if this is a fit for you. Because I don't know, right? But here's what I would do. As a intelligent person, I would answer the actual question that they asked. Because there really was no answer to how quickly can I earn my money back. I would have to know a dozen data points to be able to speculate. Like I could say, I don't know, what's your IQ? 85? It's going to be fucking tough for you. It is. What's your past? How many mind viruses do you have? So you can't say that. So here's the answer. Here's the intellectual, intelligent, cognitive answer to the person who says, how quickly can I earn my money back? I have to say in my brain, I don't know you at all. I'm going to assume you're as fucking awesome and smart as I am. Okay? I'm going to. Because the question is, how quickly can I earn my money back? I would say overnight. I could, right? I'll just assume you're just as smart as and focused and a hustler as much as I am. And people liked that answer. They wouldn't have liked the truth, which is, well, let's start out with your IQ. Where are you at? You have any experience with this? Do you have a full-time job where you don't have time to do what's required to do? Like I could talk them out of the sale all day long. But how quickly can you earn the money back? Overnight. You can. Fucking will you? No, you won't. You probably never will. But you can. It can be done. I can do it. Right? Type of thing. So, a little bit of a tangent there, but I get to give a little bit of my personality also. Okay. Most people don't have the cognitive ability to be able to go, what should I really be asking here? Most people have had such bad experiences in life that it's just a complaint to them. Like it's all like, I bought a brand new car. It should run. Right? I mean, I was at the car dealership. Good example of people. And lady brought her, I bought a new truck and I was in for an oil change. And she was there, and I have to kind of think about what she said, but I'll give you more of the concept. There was something wrong with her new automobile that was a little bit harder to diagnose. They were having a little bit of a hard time. They needed to order a part, okay? And it was causing, for some reason, her gas mileage to be a lot more than it should be, right? Or a lot worse than it should be, put it that way. And all she could do is focus on, well, this is a brand new car. How can this be happening? Can't you just give me my money back on the car? No, ma'am, you bought the car. It's a fix. Give us a week. Her brain could not process what was really going on. What a person like me would have done was that, I understand. This stuff happens. And we got to wait for the part. And the gas mileage isn't that great right now. But what she started to do is, well, my husband bought this for work, and he's driving to work, and it's costing us a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. You got to handle it yourself. You got to handle it like it's an emotional response, not speaking to the issue of, ma'am, it's a part. We're waiting for a week. We're sorry that's happening. This life's happening right now. This person couldn't understand that. And I know it's, I wish you could have been there, because I wanted to go, lady, just fucking relax, man. We don't need the 32-minute life story. Oh, the part's coming in a week? Thanks. That's what I do. All right. I get it. And, well, we bought a brand new car. We were expecting it to work right out. Blah, 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 blah. Really? It's not. You got to roll on. But a lot of that has to do with just, it's truly, I think it all comes down to an IQ issue. Low IQ causes mind viruses to accumulate, typically from other people. Some people that don't know what their IQ is, but maybe wanted to be someone who understood something about something. The problem is, if you don't know what your IQ is, all of the information you're taking in, you certainly should not be believing any of it, because you don't even have the ability to process it logically. IQ is you're born with it, basically. There's not really an ability to increase your IQ very much. Maybe a little bit. Go look that up. I've looked into all of this stuff. I've always wondered, why am I so different from everybody else? Maybe I'm just a hustler. And that wasn't it. I would outwork everybody, but that was natural for me, right? A lot of it is ability to discern and cognitively think about things and logically think about things. Use the data. Well, here's what the data says. It's not what the data feels like. It's not what you hope the data is going to be, right? So a lot of it is just asking the right question as opposed to thinking and the moment you think without asking questions, especially to something that you don't have all of the data to, right? Well, it was like the lady at the auto shop. Well, a brand new car should do this. Okay, it's not. We're going to fix it. And, step aside so the other customer's going to get helped. But you don't understand. I feel this way, and this is happening. And this is supposed to be this way, and this. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Because the data that you have is, we need a part. It doesn't come in for a week. And that's really all you should have asked. Does my automobile need a part to be fixed? Yes, it does. When will that be in? In a week. Thank you. Have a nice day. Appreciate it. Can we get it here any faster? No, we can't. Okay. Not why can't we? Other things that I've ordered got here faster. See, it's just that's a low level of thinking, low cognitive ability, so on and so forth. Um, Not everybody has it. It's okay. Not everybody can peel potatoes in the military. If you want to use my funny reference there. Um, I'll leave it at that. I could talk a lot more about it, but especially with me, approach me with your best question. And I will do my best to say, I'll let you know. I don't think that's a way off base kind of question. Let's bring it back here. I always look at it this way. You're only as strong as your weakest link. You're only as strong as your weakest IQ, right? Typically people that, like the very smart people, they talk a lot less. They say less. They just do. The people that say, oh, okay, I see what's going on, they talk less. I'm not saying you should talk less. I'm saying be aware of it. Be aware of what you are and what you're doing, right? It's the saying of, well, I won't say that. I'm just going to shut up because I'm going to sound more and more condescending. Know what your IQ is. It's important. And then approach life as that. A low IQ is not going to be a brain surgeon. A low IQ may be a menial maintenance job somewhere. Okay? That doesn't mean you couldn't have a maintenance job somewhere as a high IQ. One of the highest IQ people tested in the world, guess what he does? He's a bouncer at a club. Because that's what he chooses to do. Doesn't make him any less smart. He didn't want to be a brain surgeon, right? So it's not what you're doing, not what your background is, not what you read, it's not what you learn. It's what base IQ you're working from. And I mean, I can imagine this. If you're a really low IQ person, you're probably triggered by a lot of things that other people say. You may have a belief that you're maybe smarter than you are, type of thing. Like I said, go get your certified IQ results. Go get them, please. And approach life at that pace. I'm not even going to tell you what I think good numbers and bad numbers are. I knew what it was for me. I went out and tested it. In fact, here's I'll give you a leg up. Take 3 IQ tests over a 6-month period and keep your best score. Have it certified. That's fine. First time a lot of people take the IQ test, they are thrown off by the types of questions. It's very kind of like a lot of them are image specific and there's no question. It's just like some images. And then they give you like some answers to choose from type of thing. And it's like A doesn't equal B, B equals C and D. You just have to look at it and go, what? Right? So your ability of cognitive thinking and focus and all of that stuff will equal what your IQ is. And then please approach the world. Don't try to be a brain surgeon. If all you qualified for was, if you couldn't even qualify for peeling potatoes in the military, okay, 83 or less IQ can't even, there's no job for you in the military. Go look it up. Go look it up. They know what IQ score relates to what job in the military. It's as simple as that. And I'm not talking about SAT or scores or anything else. That's more, rote memory type of thing. Actual IQ is the key. I'll shut up. Anyway, it's Monday, August 26th. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 27th. We'll talk about the results. I'm telling you right now, the market still seems sideways. It's just sideways. Huge money dumps to move the price. Huge money dumps to move the price, and the price goes sideways. It is all intended to be done probably in speculation before this weird market shakeup during and after the election. So we're moving up to that. Plus, what was it? The job numbers got revised? They published the numbers and they were what, 600 to 800,000 off or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but there's also just massive manipulation in the Forex / political news environment. So anyway, that's it. More to come. Ask me the questions. I like specifics. There aren't any dumb questions. I'll just redirect your questions to a better path, because if, like, for example, if I built my system and you're like, well, your system does this, and I'm like, well, no, it doesn't, right? So now you just spread a mind virus. Now everybody thinks my system does that, and who knows how my system works? Me. So the better thing is, hey, does your system do this? I'll read your question. I'll go, oh, understand what you're saying. No, here's why. Here's what's really going on, right? So it's just really how you approach the question. So I do my best to redirect and get you to the right answer. I think that's extremely important. So that's it. I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you in the group. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.